So the game is up for bloodthirsty terrorist Benjamin Netanyahu and his war criminal friend Yoav Gallant. The International Criminal Court, or the ICC, has finally issued arrest warrants for these two war criminals for committing genocide in Gaza, the occupied West Bank, and now Lebanon. The ICC has also issued an arrest warrant against Hamas leader Mohammed Deif, whose full name is Mohammed Diab Ibrahim al-Masri. But in July, the rogue regime of Israel claimed that its forces had already killed Deif. The ICC chief prosecutor Karim Khan had also named two other Hamas leaders, namely Ismail Haniyeh and Yahya Sinwar, for arrest warrants. But both these Hamas leaders have since been killed by Israel. A statement by the ICC read, and I quote, "The chamber issued warrants of arrest for two individuals, Mr. Benjamin Netanyahu and Mr. Yoav Gallant, for crimes against humanity and war crimes committed from at least 8th of October 2023 until at least 20th of May 2024, end of quote. As I said earlier, the ICC had really sat on the application for the arrest warrants against these two war criminals. The usual processing time for such warrants is not more than 2 months. But in this case, the delay from the ICC was mysterious. Now, a statement from the ICC says that a pre-trial chamber has rejected Israel's challenges to the court's jurisdiction and issued warrants for Benjamin Netanyahu and Yoav Gallant. According to the ICC, there are reasonable grounds to believe that Gallant and Netanyahu intentionally and knowingly deprived the civilian population in Gaza of objects indispensable to their survival, such as food, water, and medicine, and medical supplies, as well as fuel and electricity. The statement continued, covering only part of the allegations against them. What these arrest warrants mean that both these war criminals will be arrested as soon as they land in member countries such as the UK, the US, the EU, Canada, and Australia, among others. These countries have been the chief sponsors of the Israel's genocidal campaign in Gaza. America's disgraceful woman, Linda Thomas Greenfield, had already shamelessly said that her country wouldn't arrest Netanyahu even after an arrest warrant from the ICC. Why would they arrest a war criminal? After all, they created these institutions only to punish non-white individuals or those who fall out of favor with the colonial powers of the West.
I wanted to ask about the International Court of Justice decision ruling that Israel's occupation is illegal and must end, and ordering member states, including the United States, to end support for Israel that assists their settlements, as well as the impending arrest warrant against Netanyahu and the Israeli foreign minister. Are you going to abide by the International Court of Justice orders? Are you going to arrest Netanyahu and the foreign minister if he turns up in the United States? And, what is your feeling on these international court rulings?
Let me start with the last part of that. We have a problem with the court's ruling, and we've been clear that we have a problem with the court's ruling. And I think you know the answer to the question about whether we will arrest President Netanyahu. He was here in the United States a few weeks ago, and he was not arrested. The warrant was out before that. Okay, well, let me be clear. We will not arrest him. And because we have a question about the jurisdiction of the ICC on Israel, and we've made that very, very clear.
The question was also posed to the new Labour government as well, new Labour government of the United Kingdom. Though they have promised to follow the international law, one cannot really trust these politicians these days.
I also welcome, Mr. Speaker, the new government's support for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza. Clearly, we need to put an end to the humanitarian devastation there, get the hostages home, and open the door to a two-state solution. Upholding international law is also crucial, and to that end, I hope the government will respect the ruling of the ICJ last week when it considers it.
on the international court. We do respect the independence of the court and international law, and let me be very clear about that.
Meanwhile, Netanyahu has already fired Gallant as his defense minister. So it remains to be seen how the arrest warrant will impact this war criminal. Anyway, it's a huge development, even though this has come a bit too late, after the massacre of more than 44,000 innocent Palestinian men, women, children, and babies. That's it from me. Thank you very much for your support of this platform and our journalism on buymeacoffee.com and Patreon. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so, because that's one of the many ways you can support independent journalism. God bless you all.